Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
It's great to have you join us again. I'm Tayo Salah.
Of course, we're starting with the Wrestling Championship. It's starting today, talking about the African Senior Wrestling Championships. The Battle Royale, 25 countries will be competing for 270 medals in Port Harcourt. Port
Harcourt is ready for this particular event. Also on the show, we talked about D-Tigers yesterday, awaiting their opponents. Now we know them because the D-Tigers have been grouped alongside Australia, Turkey, and Argentina for the FIBA Women's World Cup, which will tip off in September. Decent group, you say?
Very decent.
Right. Also on the show, we're still talking basketball, but this time in the NBA, and it was a statement win, a very thunderous win for the OKC Thunder against the defending champions, Golden State Warriors. It was an absolute annihilation of the Warriors by Westbrook and his teammates, Russell Westbrook and his teammates. They won that particular game 125-105. What a win.
Right there
in Oakland, Cecilia.
A rout. They were complaining that they were winning with games, and this time around they decided to just come out in this monster form. Statement.
Right. We'll do more about that later on.
Obviously.
Definitely. We're starting from home today. We'll talk African Wrestling Championships. Is here. All the countries around, more countries are still coming in as well too. And it's looking very good. I mean, I've not seen wrestling this exciting in Nigeria for a very long time.
It's the African Senior Championship, so you expect the very best. And knowing that this is the Commonwealth Games year. The year for the Commonwealth Games is starting in April, and all the countries coming, Egypt, Tunisia, Nigeria, and of course all the big countries coming in, they know what is at stake because it's all about 270 medals, it's all about 25 countries, and it's all about 90 gold medals, 90 bronze medals, 90 silver medals, and when these countries come together, they know what they really want to do in different categories. But then, usually, the countries we're looking at whenever we are having a championship like this is Nigeria. And not just Nigeria, you're looking at Egypt and you're looking at Tunisia. What the Egyptians have done over the years in this championship, usually they come out tops. But a situation like this that Nigeria is hosting, and with Daniel Gali talking about the fact that they're really hosting to win, then other countries will know that they are in trouble coming into this championship. We know some of the stars that will be competing at the Korean and all that. This is some of the wrestlers, kind of, just training ahead of this championship. So, we'll see how it's going to happen. For the African Wrestling Championships, actually taking place in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State. So these are some of the athletes training and all that. We'll see how they can, put this to use when it starts today.
Right. I mean, it's been all about hosting to win. I mean, Daniel Gali has said that as the Nigerian Wrestling Federation president. He said that all this while, Nigeria's trying to host this competition and be very successful. Same thing with the wrestlers as well, too. They've all been speaking and sounding very confident going into this particular competition. And I can't wait for it to start, Cecilia. I don't know how much home advantage is going to do for these girls, for Team Nigeria, but time will tell. Fingers crossed that as regards that, but what we know for sure is it's going to be a very exciting, it's going to be a very competitive tourney in River State, Port Harcourt. So let the battle begin. That's how we do it here. Let the battle begin. And hopefully the medals will start rolling in from day one.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking, because if you check on Friday, what really happened, all the flags were hosted where you have the president of the, Wrestling United Federation, coming in, and also, you have the governor of River State. He was also there at the flag of the event on Friday. And, when you have all these countries, once you see the flags, all of them waving and rolling, it just gives you a sense of what we're going to expect. And talking about the chairman of the LOC, Adas Boma EIA, saying that, look, everything has been put in place. And not just that, wrestlers at the head of delegation, all of them are going to experience a kind of hospitality that they've never seen before in the Garden City. So we expect something spectacular and something huge, knowing that from that particular, flag off that was done on Friday, it's going to be a spectacular event.
Okay, that's it for wrestling. Let's move on with the show now. Let's talk about women's football in Nigeria. Good news massive news for the development of the game in the country, Cecilia. That's because there's a partnership in place now for the NWFL, that's the Nigerian Men's Football League, and La Liga.
Yeah, I think this is a huge one because when we had the news, late in the evening on Tuesday, we felt, okay, this is another thing that's coming in. And people were thinking it's all about money. No, it's not about the money. I think the developments they're going to bring in is what is really key here. Because the Nigerian Women's Football League Board, led by Aisha Falode, she's really done a lot in the first season in charge. But this particular partnership with La Liga that they will corroborate not it's going to be in different aspects, and we can highlight the different aspect of it. The major ones, which is they will be able to exchange football knowledge and experience between both bodies. And of course, the Liga will also facilitate the organization of friendly matches and, of course, inter-team tournament. That's the notable aspect of the partnership. Just exchange of football knowledge and experience between both bodies, which both of them they're going to benefit from. And also, the La Liga will also facilitate the organization of friendly matches, inter-team tournament. And also, there's the coaching aspect of it, coaching programs for senior and grassroots women footballers. And also, another aspect, which is development of television commissions for women's football division in Nigeria. Awesome. So when you look at this notable aspect that have been highlighted by this particular partnership, simply means something really good and huge. It's coming to the women's game in Nigeria.
Absolutely, Cecilia. It is just very, very awesome. Last time around the NWFL, remember when Aisha Falode and her team came on board, they said, we are determined to take the game to the next level. And when you see situations like this, it makes you understand their vision. It makes you understand where they are really going. And partnering and signing this MOU with the La Liga is just a testament to that. And I'm looking forward to seeing the benefits of this particular partnership between the NWFL and the La Liga. Definitely it's going to lead to development of the league. It's going to lead to progression of the league as well too. I have no doubt about that. And we can get to see more of those ladies, enjoy and play to the very top level without having to necessarily leave Nigeria for Europe if the game can continue to develop. So it's an awesome one. We'll continue to monitor that situation. We'll continue to monitor developments coming out of this situation between La Liga and the NWFL. So that's it for that one. Good one. Congratulations to Aisha Falode and our team there. Let's move on quickly. We're still talking football. He's back.
Yeah, Ronald Koeman. Yeah. It wasn't gone for long, but then he's going to manage Netherlands, not club football this time around. He has a disastrous time with Everton. Yeah. When he got all these superstars coming in, we felt, okay, maybe he will be able to, take Everton to a club that can compete, at the not really top four, but maybe Europa League and all that. But then when the results started coming in, it was so bad that they had to, okay, you just step aside and they had to get someone else. But right now, he's gotten a job with the Netherlands national team up to and including the 2022 World Cup. But Netherlands is not a team you really want to coach right now because of the, should I use the word, the talents are no longer there. Or I really don't know.
Yeah,
they don't have
the
superstars.
Like
Thank you.
They used to be the Beckhams and Overmasses and Kluivert and, even Koeman himself was a big player back in the days. That's no longer the case. They have a lot of young stars now, with great potential. And it'll be very interesting to see how Koeman manages to, turn their fortunes around. They didn't qualify for the Euros 2016. They didn't qualify for the World Cup. So it's a very low point in Dutch football at the moment. It's a very massive task for Ronald Koeman to take on. And we'll see how it does. We all know Everton was a disappointment for him. And I imagine he's champing at the bit to return, to come back, to return to winning ways, in quote. And yeah, he has a long time to do that. It's a 4-year deal. So perhaps if he starts to get bit of successes right from the start, maybe you can see out the the 4-year deal. But we know football is about the results. If results don't go his way,
you just have to go yourself.
It's going to be out of that door, no doubt.
Obviously, because that's how Dika Advocat had to resign. Immediately, they didn't qualify for World Cup. Just felt, okay, that's the end of it. But then he has a good test against England, March 23rd. That's when they're going to have that one. So that would definitely set the ball rolling for him. It's a friendly, we understand that. But then, just not... That's okay.
Yeah, it's a friendly, but it's a glamorous one. It's a friendly you don't against want to England, go and of course. Lose scandalously. You want to go into that kind of match and, you know, show that you can compete with the best teams in the world. So even though there's not a lot riding on it in terms of you know, how serious it is, but we know there's FIFA ranking points and there's that pride to play for as well. So Ronald Koeman, major test. What a way to start your career as the Netherlands boss against the Three Lions of England. From the Three Lions of England and Netherlands, let's go and talk about Manchester United. A very emotional day for fans of United all over the world yesterday because they celebrated the 60th anniversary of the Munich air disaster that claimed the lives of several players. Cecilia, I've seen the pictures all over the place, everyone participating and showing that the flowers of Manchester United may be gone, but they're never forgotten. Yeah, all of them showed up. You can see players and managers, past and present, you know, paying tribute to those that lost their lives on this very fateful day. Yeah, and in Munich, of course, they were not left out. Munich had to do a very wonderful ceremony where thousands of people, you know, turn out for the memorial ceremonies in Munich on Tuesday to mark that 60th anniversary of the air disaster, which killed about 8 of Manchester United team on that day. So the 8 players, you know, start in that glory-chasing side. Push babes were more 30. Yeah, Bobsy Babes. Yeah, Bobsy Babes. But 23 people were killed in that plane, you know, carrying them from that European Cup match in Belgrade, crashing because of weather and all of that. So, about club members, journalists, crew members, 2 other passengers were all involved in this one. But in Munich, about 3,000 Manchester United fans, you know, turned out for that ceremony. Okay, this was basically the game and some of the players, you know, who died in that disaster. Let's go listen to some of United fans who attended this particular ceremony in Munich.
Even though we're not old enough to remember it personally, but our families do, and we'd just like to say to, you know, the club and people around the world, you know, what a great club it is, and how fantastic the Germans were and still are.
It's part of our heritage. It's part of what we are, Manchester United. And as you can see, the amount of people that are here today. It was in my family. My family was United fans, even though it happened 6 years before I was born. It's always in my heart, and I felt I had to come here today just to pay my respects to the babes.
Well, I mean, many fans come every year, whether it's 60 years, so it will always be special, whether it was 60, 61 years, 55 years, always very special, and just brings back lots of emotion for many people. And I was born 2 years after the crash, but my dad was a supporter, and he told me of how the whole city and the country came to, you know, complete sort of emotional standstill.
Yeah, that's coming from Manchester United fans there, you know, an emotional ceremony, you will say there. Very somber day for United fans, like you said. And yeah, it's good to see that they're still all these players that lost their lives in a very high regard. And yeah, hopefully situations like this don't occur again, because that was a generation of, you know, very talented players just wiped out in that way. And yeah, may their souls continue to rest in peace. Yeah, that's it. All right, we'll go for a break now. We'll come back. We'll get to listen to more reactions coming from that ceremony.